Guess what I just did? I bought a new watch, and that's why you clicked on this video, I hope. Let me show you what I got. So if you're a bit of a watch collector like myself, you know you need a watch for every occasion, whether it be a sport watch, a smart watch, casual watch, whatever, dress watch, whatever the case may be. And one watch that I didn't have a nice watch of was a bit of a dress watch, something that was slimline, something that was elegant, yet I can wear on a daily basis if I chose to, or I can dress it up with a suit and shirt and so forth. And there was a particular model that I've been keeping my eye out for a while, and it's in this box here. Okay, so let's have a look at this new purchase. Now, this particular Tissot, and if you've seen some of my videos that I've done in the past, I do own a couple of Tissots. I don't have any classical or traditional ones, and hence why I opted in for this particular model. And the model that I'm talking about today is the Tissot. It's part of the Classic collection, and it's called Tissot Tradition. The model, well, I'll go through that shortly. There's a typical Tissot box that you get with it, with the books at the bottom that I'm not going to bore you with. And when you open that up, there's a watch on a pillow. I don't want to make this too much of an unboxing, but you know, it's typical Tissot fashion. There's booklets here, booklets there. I've actually got my little card in there that came with, and the tag, which goes through the actual model itself. Yada 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 yada, nothing too exciting. The model itself is the TO636.16.1603700. Anyway, that's not that exciting to even go through. So, the watch itself. Okay, so the watch itself, ta-da-da, big reveal, it's this model here. So what you're seeing here is the Tissot Tradition in a 42mm watch face. It's silver markers and stainless steel surrounds with a white background, and very, very, very simple timepiece, which is exactly what I was after. And the reason I sort of picked this one up, because it's got this ultra-modern hint of nostalgia, I guess, in there, and it gives it a bit of a high-tech slash vintage style design that I really was chasing. Something that I can wear daily, I can dress up as well. The band that I opted in for is this particular one here. If you're interested, it's brown and with a bit of a alligator style grained cowhide, which obviously is not alligator. It does have the butterfly clasp, which I've never owned before, right? So for someone that owns a lot of watches, I've never owned a watch with a butterfly clasp, and I was really looking forward to that. Reason being is that you no longer have to muck around with, putting it through the traditional holes of the leather and so forth, and you just pull it open, both sides, and the watch is open, and then you close it in nice and easy. So that was one thing. I do like to have a date on my watch, and as you can see in this model, you do have the date at the 3 o'clock. The second hand is pretty nice. The actual second hand goes out right to the edge of the watch. Now, not that it's a chronograph or anything like that, but it does give it a nice little touch. The other thing that's worth mentioning, you got Arabic indexes in it that are very clean to see. Obviously, there's no lume in them, so they don't sort of glow in dark. It is a Swiss quartz, and the model is 955.112. That's in there, and it does have it's obviously battery operated, and it does have a battery end of life indicator as well. The crystal, it's a dome scratch resistant sapphire, if you're interested, and a 316 stainless steel case. And one thing that you will notice in this particular model, which I thoroughly like, is the thickness. So the thickness of this case is 7.5 mil. So it's very, very thin. Look, it's a classic watch. It only weighs 56 grams. It's only rated to 30 meters or 100 feet water resistance. Now, this is not a diving watch. This is not a watch that I'll be wearing at the beach. So that's more than enough. Considering it's got a leather band, it's going to get ruined. So, and at the back of the watch, as you can see here, I've got to take all the stickers and so forth. Stainless steel, water resistant 3-bar, apologies for the angles, and the sapphire crystals, nothing too exciting. So let's just see what it looks like on hand. Okay, so I've already adjusted, let me take this protector anti-scratch stickery thingamajiggy. I've already sized this to my my wrist, but basically under that leather strap there, you've got the holes that you can unclip and slide to the the width of your wrist, I guess. Let's do a smell test. Well, there's not much going on there, so it doesn't jump out and say, "Hey, I'm leather." I'll just put that on hand. So the idea with these is, unlike a traditional leather strap where you have to put it through and secure it with a pin, you just click it on. The other side goes around. That also clicks on, and then you slot the leather. Oh, you bugger. It's always hard to do this on camera. Okay, done. And it's on. And here it is on my wrist. So as you can see, if I may just zoom in slightly. As you can see, I have what I would consider a large wrist, and at 42 mil, it is a nice size. For my wrist, it's, I don't go smaller than sort of 40 mil watches, so 42 is about, the middle of the range. I do tend to go a little bit bigger, but this is more than enough in size. Yeah, look, I don't want to dwell about it. It does have, on the actual screen itself, it's almost got this pearl tint that comes through every now and then, which I quite like. So it does feel luxurious. It does look luxurious, but it does also look very, very, very basic, very simple, which is the look I was going for, right? It says, "Hey, look at me," but that's it. Let me know what you think. I wanted to make a quick video because I do enjoy Tissot watches. I have been chasing one like this with a leather band and very plain dial, and it looks, similar perhaps to my PRX that I've previously reviewed, although that's a league of its own in my opinion. And you can have a look at that video too, which has the silver face with the gold indexes. Leather band, it's on the dark side of brown, so it's almost black, which I like, and I think it will build some nice patina over time, and as I wear it, it'll become more and more comfortable. One thing that I will be interested to see over time is to see how the clasp performs compared to a traditional leather band. And the reason I say that is that I find that it does feel slightly, I wouldn't say plasticky, it is stainless steel, perhaps a little bit flimsy. So I'll be interested to see how well it wears. I've seen other reviewers say that having a clasp like this does preserve the leather because you're not constantly bending it to slide it through. So that makes sense, but at the same time, it does feel a little bit flimsy. So I am thinking that after regular opening and closing, I probably will need to retighten it because it doesn't take much for it to sort of pop open. But then it's saying that it's not going to fall out of my wrist or off my wrist because of, as you can see, it's quite tight. You'd almost, even if one clasp that got undone, the watch won't come off. You really need both of them to come off and get it done. I'm telling you now, the fact that it's so light, it's almost like you're not wearing it, even though it is a chunky watch. You know, if I compare it to say something like my Moon Swatch, which I've also done a review on, size-wise, I mean, look, I'm not comparing watches, right? But for those of you that want to compare for size, that's what it looks like. You know, this is for me, this is like one of my favorite watches, and not because it's a high quality caliber Omega watch or anything like that. It's only because only I know how long it took me to get it, and I love wearing it. It looks amazing. But this will be my next driver, I think. And look, it's one of these watches where I think, you know, if you put on your bedside table next to a fine piece of equipment, it looks nice, right? It looks something like, and I may have referenced this in my PRX, something that my grandfather would have worn back in the day. It is elegant, it's classic. I think a watch like this will last you a lifetime, in a sense of the design, you know, it won't get outdated, unlike some other watches. So, yeah. So with all the watches out there to choose, and perhaps you're like someone like me that's got many watches that you can rotate, this is one that I think I will get to wear often because of the fact that it's light, it's slim, and it's a good quality Swiss watch, and it didn't cost an arm and a leg, right? So it's one that I've added to my collection, one that I will keep, and I doubt I'll flip. If anything else, I may choose to change the strap from the current brown one to a black one, or whatever it may be, but it is one that I look forward to wearing, and is one that I've been eyeing off for a while. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Sash, and this is ST Reviews, signing out.